Hello everyone. Today we'll be looking at UI navigation controllers. It's a very important controller used a lot and it has a lot of functionalities. If you see a UI navigation controller, which I told you about in the first class, where you can have what your UI navigation controller has is a navigation bar on top and a view controller at the bottom. So you can think of it as like a window is launched and then they created a UI navigation controller which has a bar on top and a place where you can add the view controller, and then you can go front and back, and UI navigation control keeps track of all these different view controllers that you've gone front and can come back to a view controller. Let's look at that in real time. So instead of this time selecting window based or view based, say UI navigation or say navigation based application, and see how does it look like. Navigation create. So create a navigation controller. Let's run this application straight away and see what we get. So you'll see a table view controller. Navigation and table view controllers are used together quite a lot. Let's give a heading to the navigation controller. If you go to main window.xib file, you will see that there's a window. There's also something called as navigation controller, and to this navigation bar we'll say hello navigation. That's what we have. So that's what will show up, and you have navigation item, root view controller which is added to it. Root view controller is a table view controller, so that's where you get this from, a table bar at the bottom. By default it shows this California and things, but it will be empty because there's no data provided. We'll look at table views later, but if you see hello navigation came up. So let's do this same thing, same application, without the navigation system provided by Apple. We will not use a navigation based controller. We'll do a new project, and it's window based application to see how we can achieve what Apple have without a table view, but we'll have a simple view controller with, say, a label and a button. Navigation controller, let's call it that. Save it to projects, and we have a window based application which is called navigation controller. Now how do we make a navigation controller? So first let's say UI navigation controller star navigation controller equal to UI navigation controller, allocate and initialize with root view controller. We need to give a root view controller which will be the main view controller for navigation controller. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and make a new file, and I'll say UI view controller, name it view controller. So we have the view controller file, touch and .m file. So I'll just go ahead and import this view controller file. I'll make an instance of that view controller file just above here, controller, so I can give it to the navigation controller, allocate and initialize. If I give a title to the view controller, it will automatically be the title displayed on the navigation bar. So let's call it hello nav, and it needs a view controller, and we have a view controller, so we give that to this. And now we need to do self.window.root view controller is the navigation controller. So once I do that, I run the project. Let's see what we have. So we have a navigation bar, we have a title over there, and the view controller which we created below it. So let's go ahead and make a label. Where do we go? We go to view did load file. So let's go here, and took it from some other code which we did in the last video. So I'm making a label, adding a label, and self.view. So I'm adding a label to the view controller, and it's red background, it has hello view. So let me run it and let's see how it looks. So we have the hello view on the label. Now what I want to do is I want to add a button So I can go from this view controller to a new view controller. And how navigation controller holds it, let's see. So make a new view controller. I'll call it view controller 2. Okay, so we have view controller 2. Let's for now, so let's copy this and put it inside view controller 2, so we know that it's going to a new view and not somewhere else. So I do this, and instead of hello view 2. Okay, so that has, now how do we go from one to another? So let's make a button here, button star button button with type UI button type rounded rect, button dot frame is equal to cg rect make, let's call it 100 by 50, 120 and 30. Give a title to the button set title view 2. For state UI control state normal, and give it a target self action at the rate selector. So we need to give a function go to UI control, not state, we need events touch up inside. So give this, and now we need to add this button to the view. So once we have the button, we have the label. Now when you click on the button, it should go to the second view. So let's implement this function which we specified over there, go to, and what should it do? So now what you do is, this is something new. So we are going to access the navigation controller, and I will say push view controller. What I'm saying is, saying navigation controller, do one thing, push a view controller. Which view controller? We have not specified that yet. We need to first import, so this class knows that there is something called as view controller 2. So we imported that. Then I'll say view controller 2 star vc2 equal to view controller 2 allocate and initialize, and then I take that vc2 and say navigation controller push the view controller vc2. Do you want it animated? Yes. What animation does is it slides in the new view controller from the right side. So let's see how it looks like. So I have this, and when I click on view 2, it should slide in. It will slide this to the left and bring the new one from the right. So there we go. And it automatically, what navigation controller does is it automatically adds a back button, and the back button's title is the title that you gave to this. We don't have a title here. You can just do that by saying, as we did for view controller 1, we give it a title here, view 2 will automatically come in the view controller 2. So there you go, it works fine. You can, so similarly you can have one button here, or you can just have a button here which loops through the same view controller again and again. Instead of this, if I say view controller and call the same view controller, what it will do is it will call the view controller again and again. So you are running in a loop, you're calling the same view controller again and again and again and again and again, and go back all the way. So you see how navigation control, it keeps a stack. So what it does in a stack, it pushes the first one way to the bottom, then when you click on the second one, it adds second one on top of it. So it's more like first in last out. I don't know if you heard about that, but you know, whoever goes in first comes out last, whoever goes in recently comes back first. So that's how it works, and that's what navigation controller is. Hope you use it quite a lot. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel and give some thumbs up so I can make some more videos. Keep on watching.